Hmm, baru bisa. Gimana caranya? Up, down. Oh, bro, what the fuck, man? Ini gimana cara nutupnya nih? Kan, nah, pecah. Karena CFD dulu lah. CFC, CFC. Oke,
I've been waiting.
My potential is limitless.
ini apa? Rel. Hmm.
Don't push your luck, champ.
Hmm. Hmm.
Don't push your luck, champ.
Masih bingung, bro.
Trial by fire.
Brace yourself. Enjoy.
Kita terakhir ini mah. Ada dewek ya bro, come on man.
Back off, pal.
Uh, GG.
It hurts so good. Don't push your luck, champ. Brace yourself! Strength above all. It hurts so good.
Sakit betul anjir.
I can do this.
My audience awaits. Don't push your luck, champ. Strength above all.
Trial by fire. No mercy.
Hmm.
What do you fight for?
Aduh.
Trial by fire.
Papaan sinjir lah.
Play with me. Don't push your luck, champ.
No mercy.
Bro, itu sakit banget anjing, what the fuck. Apa sih, Cok? Apa sih anjing? Udah bisa rank kata aku. The fuck? Iya. Oh ya belum anjing, what the fuck? Bisa belum sih? Hmm.
No need to rush. Death will bless us all. I've been waiting.
Let's end this quick.
You put up a good fight.
Victory awaits.
Back off, pal.
เพื่อ
Brace yourself.
哈
Belum lagi darah dia, tai.
Play with me.
Hmm. Bodoh.
It ain't a party without a fight.
I'm here to win. That's it. Senpai noticed.
Victory awaits.
got something to say?
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Senpai noticed.
Such potential!
Hmm.
Senpai noticed.
I'm going all out!
Rubbing my head on you means you're mine.
here to win. That's it.
I bopped them all!
Accelerate! Feel free to give up now.
Rubbing my head on you means you're mine. Ooh, get him! Ooh!
I won't lose. Senpai noticed.
Blessed are those who need my guidance.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
I'm here to win. That's it.
Put up a good fight.
My pain, my power.
Guna sih. Ayo kita lihat.
I may have won, but I still have a long way to go.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
I'm here to win. That's it.
If they insist on a fight, I will oblige them.
I won't lose.
Stand and fight.
I boxed them all!
Accelerate!
What the fuck? Anjir.
No more games.
Rubbing my head on you means you're mine.
Stand and fight.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Senpai noticed.
Hah, mati lah. Gila. Banyak aja. Ah. Mati HP gue, nice.
Are we there yet?
I taunt with my grappling hook. See how it taunts you? Taunt, taunt, taunt.
Let's see you get mouthy with a harpoon in your neck.
Have you seen my bear Tivers?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
Tivers!
Bro, susah kalian ya?
Try to keep up.
Minions have spawned.
Come out, wherever you are. Don't make me hurt you.
Bro, come on man.
This way. Take that.
Let's try not to do that again.
Don't be a scaredy cat. Skip, jump. Have you seen my bear Tivers?
Bro, dia terlalu jago anjir.
Are we there yet? Playtime!
slain.
This way.
I think I found your bear.
Bro, ini orang udah jaga Jer, sumpah cak.
I never play with matches. Hop, skip, jump. Don't be a scaredy cat. Have you seen my peppers?
An enemy has been slain.
Try to keep up. Come out, wherever you are. Are we there yet? I never play with matches. Let's count to 5. Can they do this? I wanna
Killing spree. Turret plating will fall soon.
Reclaimed by the light, yada yada yada.
Rampage.
This way. Don't be a scaredy cat.
Hmm, banget anjing, anjing.
Try to keep up.
An enemy has been slain.
Come out, wherever you are.
Dominating.
Have you seen my bear Tivers? I never play with matches. Are we there yet? This way. Hop, skip, jump.
An enemy has been slain. Godlike.
Don't be a scaredy cat.
Shut down. Shut down.
Try to keep up.
Sekali sih, Cok. Apa sih ini? Kayak mana movementnya anjing lah.
Have you seen my bear Tivers?
An enemy has been slain.
Come out, wherever you are.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Are we there yet? This way.
Anjing lah, susah banget cok kontrolnya anjing, anjing. Mau jalan malah ngeklik attack. Mau attack nggak bisa. Ah,
Your turret has been destroyed.
Hop, skip, jump.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Don't be a scaredy cat.
Rampage.
Have you seen my bear Tivers?
An enemy has been slain. Unstoppable.
Are we there yet?
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Try to keep
Godlike.
Hop, skip, jump. Don't be a scaredy cat.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I never play with matches.
Legendary. Shut down.
Try to keep up. Hop, skip, jump.
An enemy has been slain.
Don't be a scaredy cat.
Killing spree. Killing spree. You have slain an enemy.
Come out, wherever you are. I never play with matches.
Has destroyed a turret.
Are we there yet? This way.
Shut down.
Have you seen my bear Tivers?
Rampage. You have slain an enemy.
Come out, wherever you are.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
It was nothing. Really?
I never play
Unstoppable.
ashes, they all fall down.
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Are we
Ace.
there yet?
Your team has destroyed has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain.
Try to keep up.
Sekali cuy.
Let's change the world.
This'll be a blast.
From small but time-saving tweaks like permanently expanding your potion, trinket, and boot shop menus, which you can do right now by clicking this your climb today. So to start, we have got a great quality of life feature that not too many people know about right now, found right at the bottom of interface, which is called Display Champion Sound Notification. Now, when this is enabled, this setting displays clear visual indicators along the side of your screen whenever global ultimates are cast. That's ultimates like Scion, Kled, Ryer,
Mana anjir?
This setting displays clear vision champion sound notification.
Death is like the wind, always by my side.
Now, when this is enabled, this setting displays clear visual indicators along the side of your screen that Kled, Briar, and Karthus. Now, although there are obviously sound cues for all of these, not only can they be easily missed if there's a lot going on the screen, especially mid-team fight, but different skins for these champions.
Virtue is no more than a luxury.
It can also, meaning you have to all, and you're going to find them. So next up is attack move, and while most players have at least heard of this setting, it's actually changed quite a bit over the years, so make sure you watch this just in case you missed it. By default, attack move works by pressing A and left-clicking the ground near your target to input an attack command. This is a must-have for a few reasons here. First off, using this makes it impossible for you to get rush juked. Rather than just trying to right-click your opponent in the very brief time that you see them, if you instead use attack move, you're going to begin auto-attacking them without having to actually click them. More importantly though, where this setting shines is when it comes to kiting. Without attack move, you would have to be perfect with all of your clicks when trying to attack and move at the same time. Misclick once, and you're going to end up inputting a movement command and walking into the target instead, when you really meant
Never could stay in one place. This story is not yet finished. Make it quick. The road to ruin is shorter than you think. blade never gets any lighter. Justice. That's a pretty word. Honor is in the heart, not the name.
To attack them, but by instead their left click. Now, speaking of still one issue with this. By default, unless you're directly clicking on that target, attack move will prioritize attacking whatever is closest to you. So in that same situation, if you're trying to kite the Darius and kill him, but also have a Cho'Gath chasing you, any misclicks is going to cause you to attack the Cho'Gath, as he is going to be closer. But there is a fix for this. Go into your settings, then game, and at the bottom, enable attack move on cursor. Now, your attack move commands will prioritize whatever is closer to your cursor rather than to your champion. One way to improve this even further though, and also a setting many of the pros used, is to enable show attack range under the inner interface tab. With this, when you press A, you're going to see a circle around your champion that shows your exact attack range, allowing you to know exactly how far away you can stand while still being able to auto-attack, which is not only fantastic for laning by enabling you to harass better while spacing your opponents, and also farming more safe if you're behind, but it's also amazing in team fights, allowing you to constantly play around the edge of your maximum range throughout the entire fight. While attack move is an essential tool that every single player should use, let's be honest here. The default A plus left click setup can feel a little bit clunky if you're not already.
I will follow this path until the end. Some mistakes you can't make twice.
Used to it. We've all been there. Netflix setup can feel a little bit clunky if you're not already used to it. We've all been there. Not only are you adding an extra button press to every single attack, but trying to consistently do this while also using your abilities can also be difficult. Now, fortunately, League settings give us a lot of customization here to make it more streamlined. And one of those is to instead switch to Player Attack Move Click. You're going to find this under Player Movement in the hotkey settings. This is essentially the quick cast of attack move. And if we were to rebind it to A, rather than pressing A followed with a left click like previously, you can now just simply press A, eliminating that extra click. The only
is a leaf's only purpose to fall. The sword's poor company for a long road. Nothing but children's tales. How wrong I was.
only only downside, though, being you can't see your range when using this. While you can stick with A or experiment with any key you like, many players actually swear by binding this to mouse button 4. That's the side button where your thumb naturally sits. This setup creates an incredibly smooth kiting pattern, where you just alternate between right click and your thumb button while still keeping your left hand free for abilities. The final option to consider is binding attack move to left click. You're going to find this setting at the bottom of your hotkeys menu, and when it's enabled, this transforms your basic clicking pattern into a smooth left click to attack move, right click to move, making it very intuitive for kiting. However, there is a catch here. Your normal left click functions like pinging things or checking map locations is now going to trigger attack commands instead. But the workaround to this, if you can get used to it, is holding shift whenever you need to use a regular left click. Now, speaking of
Wanderer isn't always lost. Sleep is for the guiltless. Dying's the easy part. People keep running into my blade. No more running.
Perfecting your clicks. Have you ever tried to turret dive your opponent only to embarrassingly click the tower multiple times? We've all been there, which ultimately cost you the kill and causing you to die from secondhand embarrassment deep on the list.
No
God,
one
that
is
sucks.
promised
Perhaps you've made a
tomorrow.
crucial misclick on a minion when fighting around a wave, which loses you a kill in the process, or maybe you just tried to replicate one of those slick Yasuo plays where you E over the wall using the jungle camp, only to fail it miserably when it matters. Yeah, no, I've never done that either. Well, our next setting is about to change your life. Change mine. Head to keybinds, scroll down to abilities and summoner spells, and then at the bottom under other, you're going to see target champions only. By default, this is going to be bound to tilde. That's the key to the left of 1 on your keyboard if you didn't know what it was called. I don't think any of us really did. Now, if that works for you, that's great. But if not, rebind it to something a little bit more comfortable. Some common options are going to be mouse button 4 or 5, T, G, Z or X, C, or even V. Really anything accessible or around your QWE or R is going to work though. Now when you hold down your chosen bind, it becomes absolutely impossible to target anything other than champions, making turret diving, fighting in big minion waves, and everything else foolproof. The one downside to this is that
Minions
depending on your
have
chosen
spawned.
bind, especially in the case of turret diving, it could definitely be difficult to hold down that bind the entire time while still using all of your abilities. Thankfully, there is a solution to this. Go to your settings, game, then at the bottom, enable treat target champions only as a toggle. With this enabled, if you press your bind once, it's going to toggle the setting on, meaning when you're preparing
I will not forget who I am.
For a play, you can pre-toggle this on and you're going to know it's active when the center of your cursor turns red. Or if you're using the legacy cursor, you're going to instead see a glow around that. Which, while we're on the topic of it, you can enable the legacy cursor in the interface settings.
Just looking for a road home. My honor left a long time ago.
For this, you have a slight change in angle and slightly better contrast to it, but it's honestly all just personal preference from here. Either way, say goodbye to that tower dive anxiety. Now, all you need to worry about is getting outplayed by your opponent instead of outplaying yourself. Oh, and don't be like me and make sure you toggle this off afterwards. The next setting is undoubtedly, and make sure you toggle this off afterwards. The next setting is undoubtedly the most important in all of League of Legends, and a lot of players go wrong here, causing massive delays in their combos. Quick cast. And while most people think there's just quick and normal cast, there's actually 3 different types, not 2, which is why even experienced players still go wrong with their settings right here. To explain, first there's normal cast. This is where you press the bind, a range indicator is going to pop up, giving you time to aim, and then when you're ready, you can left click to cast it. Then there's quick cast. With this setting, your abilities fire instantly in the direction of your cursor the moment you press that key without any indicator appearing. Lastly, there's what's now the default setting, quick cast with indicators. How this works is that while holding down the key for your ability, you're going to see the indicator. Then once you let go, it's going to cast the ability in that direction, making it a great middle ground and an amazing setting for beginners, especially while you're still learning the range of all of your abilities. But there definitely is a crucial drawback to quick cast with indicators that makes it worth transitioning away. From. Your abilities only trigger when you release the key, not when you press it. While pressing Q, for example, you're going to see the indicator, but the spell won't fire until you let Q go. If you're using this setting, you can partially improve this by enabling cast press spell upon pressing another spell in your hotkeys. This will just help smooth out those combos on certain champions by firing that ability the moment you press another one. But even with this fix, standard quick cast does remain significantly faster since it acts on key press rather than key release. So for your settings, what we highly recommend doing is hitting the quick cast all button under hotkeys. This will also cause your items and summoners to be quick cast as well. Then ensure you turn off quick cast with indicator. From here, we're then going to expand the abilities and summoners tab, and where it says normal cast, rebind everything to shift plus the ability. So that's shift Q, shift W, shift E, shift R, and the same for your summoners. We're then going to scroll down to items and do the exact same there. Now when you press shift plus the ability, it's going to bring up the range indicator whenever you need them. This is essential to do because even though 95% of the time you should be quick casting your abilities for the speed advantage, the other 5% of the time you really do need that range indicator. Like for ensuring you can hit every single minion when wave clearing on certain champions, checking if you're close enough to hit a target with a long range ability, or even properly positioning something like a Bard Portal or a Zeri E. And the same goes for your ward hotkeys as well, although you are going to want to quick cast them the majority of the time. There are tons of warding spots you can't easily do without this, like this one in the tri-bush from the Dragon's Pit. But by holding down shift and moving your cursor around, you're going to see a target reticle of exactly where that ward will end up when you place it, making it easy to ward like a challenger. Alright, let's dive into some hotkey tweaks that's going to instantly level up your gameplay. First, under hotkeys, scroll down and look for Item Shop. By default, your item shop will be bound to P, which, unless you have some unfathomably large fingers, means you're going to have to either take your left hand off your abilities or your right hand off your mouse to hit it, not only making shopping a little bit slower, but also opening up the potential of you being caught with your pants down window shopping in lane. A great trick here is to instead bind this to in. That way, when you hit B to base, your shop bind is right next to it. Another very common bind to change is your trinket bind, which by default is set to 4. While this can work just fine, a lot of players prefer swapping it to something like T or even a side button on your mouse, making it slightly easier to ward jump on Lee Sin and Jax or just drop a quick trinket ward mid-combat. Now to do this, open hotkeys, look under items, and then swap your quick cast and normal cast trinket bind. This then also frees up your number keys for items 1 through 6, which is slightly more intuitive than having them off by 1. Lastly, something else you can consider, which is slightly more intuitive than having them off by 1. Are in the same for your summoners. We're then going to scroll down to items and do the exact same there. Now when you press shift plus the ability, it's going to bring up. All right, let's dive into some hotkeys. Scroll down unless you have your ability, but a great trick here is to and is default is set like T and Jax or just drop a quick trinket ward mid-combat. Now to do this, open hotkeys and also off by 1. Lastly, something else you can consider doing is binding specific pings. While G and V do give you the alert and caution ping, 2 of the most important pings in the game are undoubtedly the enemy missing and on my way ping. Binding these to something like Y, Z, X, or even C can really help calling MIAs and ganks way smoother. All right, next. C can really help calling MIAs and ganks way smoother. Alright, next up we have the stop command. This command will instantly stop your character from both attacking and moving. Now that likely doesn't sound too valuable here, but it's something many high-level players make use of for a few different reasons. One of those being last hitting. The further you stand from a minion, the longer your auto attack takes to reach it, making last hitting, especially when you have a big wave, a lot more challenging. But if you have lane control, you can move right up to those minions, press the stop command, then once the minion is low enough, just right-click. Load up a game on a champion like Vladimir, and you're going to see for yourself just how much of a difference this makes. The other use of the stop command is as a way to improve your juking game. When players throw skill shots at a moving target, they typically aim either slightly ahead to account for your movement, or slightly behind if they expect that you're going to juke. What they rarely do is aim directly at where you're standing. That's where the stop command becomes a game changer. No one expects you to simply stop in your tracks. Lastly, we can't talk about the stop command without mentioning Wukong. This is what it looks like when Wukong uses his clone to escape. And this is how it looks when Wukong simply presses the stop command. Yeah, it's identical, making the stop command amazing for mind gaming your opponents, causing them to question if it's really you or just a clone every single time you hit it. By default, this is bound to S, and we recommend keeping it just that way. Our next setting ties directly into one of the most powerful strategies we teach at SkillCap to ensure our subscribers always win their lane, and that is playing around power spikes. Regardless of your experience, your elo, your role, or your matchup, there are unique points in every game where you have a massive advantage over your opponent in the lane phase, and those are level 2, level 3, and level 6. Why is this though? Because you'll have an entire extra ability over your opponents. That is, unless you're still somebody who levels up your abilities by clicking them. Now, to fix this, open up hotkeys and assign binds to level up your spells. By default, this should already be control, and we suggest keeping it that way. Now, say you're playing something like Leona in the bot lane. You can start the game off with Q. Then the instant the third melee minion of the second wave is about to die, hit Control plus E to instantly level up your ability. Engage with it, and just like that, you've set yourself up for an easy kill. The same goes for champions with extremely powerful ultimates like Zed. See, if you were able to hit a level spike and then just walk at your opponent after, it is incredibly obvious, and they're just going to simply walk away in most cases. That's why just as soon as you're about to hit level 6, you can pre-use your W, dash forward, immediately skill up R by using your bind, activate your ultimate, and then score a surprise kill. But that might be hard to do if you don't know precisely when you're gonna level up. And that's why teaching concepts like this and explaining exactly how you execute them is just one of the 12 steps in our incredibly popular trading course at skillcap.com, where our challenger coaches teach you everything that you would ever need to know to ensure that you never lose that laning phase. It's no wonder this course has a 5-star review. It is literally a cheat code to ensure you never lose lane again. Oh, and if you want to get real fancy here, there is a hidden mechanic that pros constantly take advantage of. If you level up an ability while it's mid-flight, you're going to get the increased damage of the higher rank, but without the drawback of that increased mana cost. For example, with 1 point in Lux's E, it costs 70 mana and it deals 79 damage. However, if you cast E and quickly level it up using Control plus E while the projectile is still in flight, you're only going to pay the rank 1 mana cost of 70 but deal rank 2 damage 129 in this case. Since rank 2 normally costs 80 mana, you've effectively saved 10 whole mana. Now, while that is a small optimization, the higher the spell rank, the more mana you save. And who knows? May just be the difference maker someday for you. Oh, and if you're curious how exactly I'm able to see the mana cost of my abilities, head into the options, navigate to interface down the side, and then scroll down to ability and attack display. Then check show spell cost. This is another setting you always want on, as there's nothing worse than going for an all-in only to realize you didn't have enough mana for your full combo. So, if you're unsure, always take advantage of this setting to do some quick maths here. And while you're in those interface settings, there is a few other options that we're going to want to change as well. At the bottom, under combat text, everything should be enabled by default except for mana and experience, which that's totally fine. However, there is one change that we want to make here, enabling experience. This is going to display a small pop-up every time you gain experience, showing not only when you're in range, but also how much XP you earn. While you can cross-reference this with your XP bar down here to accurately calculate exactly how many minions you need for your next level, which is especially useful for timing those power spikes that we mentioned earlier. But to be completely honest here, the most useful part of enabling this is actually just seeing when you're in range of minion XP. Sometimes, the lane doesn't exactly go to plan, and having this visual indicator here helps you stay in XP range while playing it safe, something we all need. Then above combat text, we suggest turning emotes to off, or at the very least, muting your enemy's emotes with this button here. Emotes, especially the ones from your opponents provide absolutely zero benefit other than to tilt you, and in some cases be incredibly distracting and annoying depending on how frequently they're utilized. But if you're somebody who doesn't get bothered by those types of things, obviously feel free to just leave them on, but geez. Then we've got chat settings. Now, firstly, it's important that you enable timestamps. This makes it so that anything pinged or typed in chat is going to leave a timestamp. This is how players in the higher ranks track things like summoner spells, so it's important here. If the enemy uses a flash, for example, you can ping it by using your left mouse button. Then, depending on how quick you were, you're going to have a somewhat accurate timer for when they have it available again. Players at the highest ranks will often check when the ping happened, add the cooldown to it, so 5 minutes for flash, and then copy and paste the time in chat. That way, everybody knows when these important cooldowns are going to be back. Now, as for other chat settings, depending on how thick your skin is, you have the option to display chat from everybody. Chat from just your teammates, or set it to pre-made, which is going to only show the chat from any players in your party that you're queued with. Enabling any of these settings not only limits what you can see, but in the case of pre-made, will also prevent you typing to your team as well, which, who knows, could be an issue or even a benefit depending on the type of player you are. And do note, even with pre-made only chat enabled, your teammates can still see your pings and you can see theirs. Another setting we recommend adjusting under interface is changing the name that's displayed above health bars to show the champion name instead. So let's face it, League has an overwhelming number of skins and chromas now. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, some make champions look so different from their base skin that it's really hard to tell who you're even looking at, especially if you're new to the game. With this setting enabled, you're simply just going to see the champion's name instead of the summoner's name. If you're new from their base chromas now, name instead. So this is changing the name that's displayed above health bars to show the champion name instead. So let's face it, League has an overwhelming number of different if you're new to the game. Also under interface, you're going to want to enable show loss of control UI, making it great for enabling you to perfectly chain your crowd control with your allies. This should be on by default, but what it does is display this white bar at the top of the nameplate, showing how long the crowd control is going to last. And right below that, under notifications, you're also going to want to enable champion highlight on camera center. This setting is an absolute complete game changer for those of you that often lose track of where you are in those chaotic team fights that can happen in League. As those of you that often lose camera center, this setting is an absolute complete game changer for those of you that highlight on camera a center. This setting is an absolute complete game changer for those of you that often lose track of where you are in those chaotic team fights that can happen in League. As when this is enabled, if you hold space, in addition to centering your camera, it puts both a circle around your champion and an arrow right above them, making it so much easier to keep track of your position when you are team fighting. Now, if you've ever gone to click on something, missed, and wondered to yourself, how on earth did that happen? There is a very good chance the culprit is our next setting, Enhanced Pointer Precision. This feature, more commonly known in the gaming world as mouse acceleration, adjusts how far your cursor moves based on how fast you move your mouse, essentially dynamically updating your sensitivity based on your mouse movements. While this may not sound too bad at first, here's how it's actually working against you. Imagine you're in lane, casually just last hitting minions and moving from side to side. Your mouse movements are small, they're fairly slow, they're precise, with your cursor staying close to your champion at most points. Throughout doing this, you're going to consciously begin developing muscle memory of how much mouse movement is required for each of those actions. But now, let's say you get ganked. Suddenly, you're kiting up the river, rapidly clicking back and forth across your screen to attack move, requiring not only faster, but more significant mouse movements. Well, here's where mouse acceleration is going to kick in, and your cursor is now going to end up moving much farther than it did previously, comparatively to how much you're moving your mouse. In turn, it makes it considerably harder to predict where your cursor is going to end up based on the movements you're making with your mouse, leading to inconsistent control and a much higher likelihood of potential misclicks. This also ties directly into one of the easiest yet game-changing mechanical improvements you can make. Many players will have their mouse all over the place when trying to move their character. Like when you're trying to chase someone down, there's going to be a good chance you're clicking your opponent or on the ground near them. But if you're doing this and your opponent throws a skill shot, you're only going to have time enough to click at the very top or bottom of your screen near them to dodge. However, this doesn't actually result in drastic enough of a movement causing your character to move diagonally. Through all of this, what you really needed to do was move in a burst vertically. Now compare this to somebody who's keeping their clicks near their champion. Instead, they can still chase just as easily, but by doing this, they're in turn able to change direction way faster when needed, making juking absolutely effortless. And this is just one of the many must-know mechanics we break down in our Every Mechanic You Need course at skillcap.com. To check out the rest, plus unlock countless hours of other game-changing content, check out the link in the description below for a special discount code. Now, let's get back to the video. It's the inconsistency and higher likelihood of misclicks why nearly all pro players and high-level competitors, not only in League of Legends, but in every game, make sure to disable mouse acceleration. As when mouse acceleration is turned off, moving your mouse a specific distance will always result in the exact same cursor movement, making it easier to not only develop muscle memory, but also provide you far better control over your own clicks and movement. To disable mouse acceleration, you're going to want to type mouse settings into your Windows search bar, click additional mouse settings, then under the pointer options tab, make sure you have enhanced pointer precision unchecked, then click apply. Fair warning. Warning here though, if you have this on, it may take a few games to get used to it, but trust us, it's definitely going to be worthwhile. At SkillCap, over the years, we've undoubtedly watched more low elo games than anybody else, and to no surprise, one of the most common pain points we constantly encounter is poor map awareness. But here's the funny thing about that. Almost every one of those players makes the exact same mistake. They play with the default minimap size. Compare this to any pro or challenger player, and you're going to notice practically every single one of them has increased the size of their minimap. This is quite literally the Ozempic cheat code of improving your map awareness. See, by default, your minimap is set to 33, which is the size right here. And after consulting with countless pro and challenger players, the average size they opt for tends to fall between the range of 50 and 65, almost double. And we suggest you aim for somewhere in that range as well. Oh, please don't make the mistake of whacking it all the way up to max. Don't do that. Despite what almost double. And we suggest you aim for somewhere in that range as well. Oh, please don't make the mistake of whacking it all the way up to and cranking it up too high can actually backfire on you, which in turn is going to block vital parts of your screen real estate and opening up the potential to accidentally click the map when you go to move your champion. So try to stick between 50 and 65 here. And speaking of screen real estate, another option you're going to want to change is the scale of your HUD. By default, this is set to 100. And unless you're visually impaired, all this is doing is just blocking a large portion of your screen. Grab that slider and drop it all the way down to 0. Huh, would you look at that? The default size was so dang massive there was even a Cho'Gath just hiding behind it. Yet again, this is another small adaptation that the majority of top players make. Information is absolutely everything in this game, and needless to say, the more of your screen you can see, the better. Okay, next up we have F keys. These are the binds that allow you to quickly center your camera on your teammates. Rather than looking for where your teammates are, then moving your mouse to the bottom right and clicking the map, F keys are simply just more efficient. You just hit the respective bind, then hit spacebar to go right back. If you've ever watched Faker stream, you would have seen him spamming these constantly. Now, although admittedly it kind of just looks silly from his point of view with just how quickly he's cycling through them, but it's basically the equivalent of when you're watching a streamer and they hit tab for a split second. You as the viewer barely see anything, but Faker knows exactly what he's looking for and is gaining vital information in the process, whether that being checking lane states, checking enemy health, or just seeing what his team is up to. Now, I'm not going to lie to you here and say that these are required because they're really not, but are they optimal? Absolutely, especially if you're playing a role that impacts other lanes like support, jungle, or mid. So if you can, aim to try and eventually get used to incorporating them into your gameplay. Plus, if you are playing Xerath and have a teammate on Kayn, you can combine your ultimates and hold Kayn's respective F key for what's essentially a legal aimbot, which honestly, in my book, is reason enough to start using them. Just make sure you head into hotkeys, camera control, and then move everything down 1. So F1 is for ally 1, and so on and so forth. There's no reason to have target yourself bound, as this is done with spacebar, and if you have baby hands and find F keys are a little bit uncomfortable, you could potentially rebind these to Z, X, C, and V if you so choose. Have you ever been dead on champions like Jinx or Ezreal, stalking that low health target, counting the seconds until you're alive so you can unleash your ultimate and snipe an easy kill, only to respawn, have your camera center on your champion, then have to frantically click the map, aim, and by the time you're ready, it's now too late. Well, yeah, me too. Well, go to Options, Game, and turn off Move Camera on Revive. This serves absolutely no purpose other than to grief your cross-map ults and teleport plays. But now, whenever you respawn, you're going to be able to instantly get that cross-map snipe or epic teleport flank. Another setting which serves absolutely no other purpose than to grief you is auto attack. It's found at the bottom of the Game tab in the Options, and with this enabled, if you ever idle or get crowd controlled, you're going to instantly begin auto attacking nearby enemies or minions, which forces you to have to spam your S key or input another command to stop. Now, while this may not sound like too much of an issue here, this can actually end up getting you killed. For instance, you're unable to bait out skill shots or crowd control before turret diving, as you'll auto attack and pull turret aggro. In fact, this setting has even caused pro players to die on stage in the past, like here, when G2's Mickey X is trying to get away from the enemy Nautilus, only to get rooted under turret and have his champion automatically attack and draw turret aggro in the process. So, yeah, disable it. Alright, now let's move on to some graphics. Skill shot of an issue S key or an auto attacking. This enabled if you ever attack. It's found at the bottom of the game tab or crowd. This setting has even X is trying to automatically. Alright, now let's move on to some graphic and visual settings that will give you a competitive advantage. First of all, turn shadows off. This will tank your FPS and offer absolutely zero benefit. Then we're going to want to
shatter their expectations.
crank up character quality and effects quality to the highest setting your PC can comfortably handle, ideally aiming for very high for both. Then set your environment quality to low. Fun fact, there's almost zero difference between low or medium, whereas very low looks absolutely terrible. But anyway, for a comparison here, this is how Lux and her Q look like on very low, and here's how they both look on very high. If your PC
If blood must be drawn to secure our safety, so be it.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
is on the lower end, you can also opt to hide eye candy to gain a slight
Minions
FPS
have
boost.
spawned.
This is just going to remove some of those extra ambient details around the river. Now though, by keeping environment and ground effects low while cranking up the character quality and spell effects to max, it helps create a pretty clear visual contrast, making champions, and more importantly their abilities, a lot sharper and a lot easier to see compared to the lower quality backdrop. Oh, and another setting that can give you a huge
Assess the surroundings. Anticipate any outcome. Only trust those who've earned it. See through deception. Leadership requires one to learn quickly and constantly.
huge boost to visual clarity is enabling colorblind mode, even if you can see the full color spectrum. Take Brand's W as an example here. Look at how much easier it is to spot the ground indicator when colorblind mode is turned on. Now, we all know when it comes to games, the higher your FPS, the smoother and more responsive your game becomes. This is because FPS represents how often the information on your screen is updated with what's actually happening in the game. Now, there's two things to consider here: your FPS in-game and your monitor's refresh rate. Before we go any further than this, right-click your desktop and select it refresh rate. Something newer, the amount of same. Only been head to video settings, scroll down, and disable wait for vertical sync. Having this enabled is notorious for causing input lag. Finally, you're going to want to cap your FPS to whatever is the most stable, which you can check yourself by hitting Control F and looking at
To blend in, we shed authenticity.
the top right of your screen. We highly suggest avoiding uncapping it though, as this can end up causing your FPS to fluctuate, in turn causing some screen tears. Now, although visual settings are undoubtedly very important, countless studies have shown that the human brain actually processes sound considerably faster than visuals. In League, this gives you a huge advantage, as if you optimize your sound settings, your brain is going to begin to recognize the distinct sounds of a Lux Q being cast even before seeing it. Now, to do this, you're going to want to mute music and ambiance volume, as neither of these
The arcane is kingdom. I'm no longer bound by her standards. Now that I've returned to my family, What challenges await us? What else is hidden beneath my sigils? I choose to forgive whenever possible. Compassion does not beget weakness. I'll outshine them all. Unnecessary maneuver.
Provide any competitive advantage. Then, most importantly, ensure that sound effects volume is absolutely maxed out. Depending on the player that you are here, you may want to also max out pings or at least have them only slightly lower than sound effects, as they're still really important to your gameplay. Then for the announce, lower than both pings and sound effects. Finally, voice is a matter of personal preference here. This controls the volume of your champion's peak voice. Lower that happen is when you buy, not on the hotkey, when you buy the item set. Let's say you play support. We can name it something creative like general support. Then you're going to need to drag some items over. In the first block, some epic items. And finally,
Steady is stagnant.
your legendary items. You can even rename these blocks to look like the normal shop. Now let's say, for example, you're someone who always wants your health potions on 3, your support starting item on 5, and control boards on 6. What you can do is mouse over the item, click on these boxes above, and then assign that item to your chosen slot. Then you can repeat this for any on-use item that you prefer to have in a specific slot. Now once you're done, hit save. Now when you get into the game, you can click item sets at the top of the shop, select yours from the drop-down, and from here on out, every item you purchase will go directly where you want it. Meaning, you're never going to get caught accidentally using your Zanyas when you really meant to drop a pink again. Not that I'm talking from experience here or anything. Well, alright guys, if you made it this far through the video, be sure to drop...
A true leader is secure in her judgment. Change is the only constant. I hear them watching, desperate for something that proves I'm unfit to lead. Let them waste their time. The wolf, the fox, both necessary, both unrelenting. War should only be your last resort. How unrefined. Things were so much simpler on the council. Feel my light.
Wait. Ya belanja. Ah. The fuck?
Shatter their expectations. Perhaps it's time for the era of the arcane.
Sometimes the smart thing to do is walk the hell.
Change is the only constant.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
A true leader is secure in her judgment. See through deception.
Minions have spawned.
What else is hidden beneath my sigil?
First blood. An enemy has been slain.
Compassion does not beget weakness. Leadership requires one to learn quickly and constantly. My presence alone is your final warning. Steady is steady. The arcane is at my fingertips.
An ally has been slain.
I deserve everything I've attained. I know that now. Inaction invites regret. Things were so much simpler on the council.
An ally has been slain.
Now that I've returned to my family, what challenges await us?
An ally has been slain.
Any worthwhile venture is not risk. I'm no longer bound by her standards. Do not test me. The wolf, the fox, both necessary, both unrelenting. Any desire can be exploited. I'll outshine them all. I choose to forgive whenever possible. The best lies are wrapped in truth. Only trust those.
Shut down.
Been there for you.
An ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Black Rose will answer for all that they've done. I cannot be undone.
An enemy has been slain.
Anticipate any outcome. War should only be a last resort.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Change is the only constant. Bother someone else.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
A true leader is secure.
An ally has been slain.
See through deception. What else is hidden beneath this?
An ally has been slain.
Compassion does not beget weakness. Leadership requires one to learn quickly and promptly.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Steady is stagnant. The arcane is at my fingertips. Thought I'd lighten the mood a little. I protect my own.
Rampage. An enemy has been slain.
I deserve everything. I know that. Inaction invites regret.
An enemy has been slain.
Things were so much simpler on the council.
He has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Killing spree.
Now that I've returned to my family, challenge.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Any worthwhile venture involves risk. Raised in Noxus, shaped by brute,
Unstoppable.
painted with magic. Many questions, but their wisdom cannot define me.
Destroyed a turret.
I'm no longer bound.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Dominating.
Any desire can be exploited. Such negotiations are rarely linear. I choose to forgive whenever possible. With each obstacle I overcome, I leave behind a
Godlike. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
The best lies are wrapped in truth.
Enemy has been slain.
Bullseyes.
Kino, I should have been there for you.
Ally has been slain. Legendary. Rampage.
Nothing I couldn't handle.
Your team has destroyed the turret. Shut down. Enemy double kill. Legendary.
Strike quickly.
Shut down.
So I've returned. Yet another mystery.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Assess the surroundings. Anticipate any outcome.
Legendary.
The goddess stay ready at war, be it with friends or foes. War should only be a last resort.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Change is the only constant.
An ally has been slain.
Is secure in her judgment. See through the
destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Everything I accomplished in Piltover means little in the eyes of Noxus. Compassion does not
Your
beget.
team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Steady is stagnant. Rest is disease. Restoring the body and reigniting the mind. You try my patience. The arcane is at my fingertips.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Everything I've attained. I know that now.